Welcome to the Explainer. So, did you know that a perfectly valid Colorado University diploma, or even your birth certificate, is literally legally worthless in over 100 countries without one specific, kind of obscure stamp? Well, today we're diving right in and unlocking the mystery of navigating Colorado state bureaucracy to get that exact stamp, the Apostille.
Imagine this for a second. You've finally landed in your absolute dream country for an amazing new job. Or maybe you're getting married, only to find out your official Colorado documents are considered legally worthless. Why? Because you're missing a single specific stamp. Without it, a foreign country might completely reject your paperwork, totally stalling your visa, your marriage, or your brand new business venture.
To save you time, money, and the absolute headache of a document rejection, we're going to walk through a really logical, step-by-step roadmap to getting your Colorado documents authenticated. We'll cover 1. The International Document Key. 2. Identifying your document type. 3. Strict rules for notarization. 4. Submitting to the state. 5. Common mistakes to avoid. And finally, expediting and final tips. Let's jump in.
Section 1. The International Document Key. What is an apostille? Okay, so the absolutely crucial point here is that an apostille is a single-tiered certification established way back by the 1961 Hague Convention. It's essentially this international treaty mechanism, and its whole job is to verify the authenticity of a signature and the capacity of the official who signed a public document. Basically, when the Colorado Secretary of State attaches an apostille to your document, it ensures that your paperwork executed in Colorado is instantly recognized as valid abroad, completely skipping any further diplomatic headaches.
Now, there's a massive global divide here. Countries that are members of the Hague Convention accept this single apostille certificate straight from the Colorado Secretary of State. Easy, right? But if you're heading to a non-member country, say the UAE or China before they joined, you need a multi-layered chain of authentication. That whole ordeal starts with a state authentication, moves all the way to the U.S. Department of State in Washington, D.C., and finally ends with legalization at the destination country's specific embassy. But for today's explanation, we're just focusing on the streamlined single-step apostille process. Moving on to Section 2. Identify your document type. Know your paperwork. What's incredibly important to understand is how strictly categorized these issuing authorities actually are. You can't just, photocopy a birth certificate. For vital records like birth or death certificates, it literally must be an original certified copy directly from the Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment or a county vital records office. Marriage certificates? Those have to come from the county clerk and recorder. For academic records, like your university diploma, you need a physical printed paper copy that's been signed by the university registrar and officially notarized. And for business records, like articles of incorporation, you can actually snag those for free online from the Secretary of State's Business Division, but they absolutely must have a unique stapled certificate of authenticity attached.
Section 3. Strict rules for notarization. Follow strict guidelines. So if your document is a personal legal agreement or a diploma, you're going to face Colorado's incredibly strict notarization laws. And let me tell you, there is a right way and a very, very wrong way to do this. You have to ensure your notary uses original ink signatures and a complete English notarial certificate. Why is that such a big deal? Because stamped or photocopied signatures or foreign language notary statements guarantee an immediate rejection by the state. The apostille is authenticating the notary, so the notary must do their job perfectly.
Seriously, missing even one of these elements guarantees a rejection. Your notary has to use original signatures only, and absolutely zero blank spaces are allowed. They either need to fill them in or cross them out. The certificate itself must be entirely in English. Explicitly state the venue, meaning the exact state and county, and feature a perfectly matching seal. And here is a massive warning. While Colorado does allow remote electronic notarization, the state only issues paper apostilles. Electronic PDF apostilles are strictly forbidden, so everything eventually needs to be printed out on physical paper.
All right, Section 4. Submitting to the state. Sending your request.
The procedure here is a really simple 3-step action plan. Step 1. Secure your original certified or properly notarized document. Step 2. Fully complete Form NATHU. That stands for the Apostille and Authentications Request Form. Now, it is critical that you name the exact destination country on this form because the state absolutely cannot issue an apostille for use within the United States. And Step 3. Submit the packet with the exact state fee in a prepaid self-addressed return envelope so you can actually get your documents back.
When you're looking at your options, you really have to balance speed and cost. For a standard mail-in submission, the government fee is just $5 per document, paid by check or money order. You mail it to their Denver office, and processing takes about 2 to 7 business days. You can also do a standard drop-off for $5, where you physically drop it in their box and pick it up the very next business day after 10:30 a.m. But if you're in a total rush, they do offer an expedited walk-in service. For a total of $15 per document, you can walk right up to the counter in Denver before 4:30 p.m., and they'll process it immediately while you wait. And yes, they even take cash at the counter.
Section 5. Common mistakes to avoid. Avoid costly errors.
A major pitfall is the unauthorized practice of law. Under Colorado statute, a notary cannot state legal conclusions on a certificate, like attesting that you fully understand a power of attorney, unless they are also a licensed attorney in Colorado. Next up, prohibited copy certifications. A notary cannot certify a copy of a vital record like a birth certificate. Only the Vital Records Office is allowed to do that. What about federal Form I-9s? Those don't even need notarization. They're handled strictly at the federal level. FBI background checks? The state of Colorado can't apostille those either. They have to be routed to the U.S. Department of State in Washington, D.C. And finally, any documents related to sovereignty or immunity claims are strictly 100% prohibited from authentication by the state.
Now here's a really fascinating edge case for you, the being alive workaround. Sometimes a foreign pension office asks for proof that you're, well, still alive. However, under Colorado law, a notary cannot legally certify your biological status. To get around this quirky statutory block, you have to write a declarative statement, an affidavit of life, and simply have the notary notarize your signature on that piece of paper, rather than notarizing the actual biological fact that you're alive. Pretty interesting, right? And finally, Section 6, Expediting and Final Tips. Skip the line.
That simple $15 fee we mentioned earlier, that is the total state cost for immediate expedited walk-in service in Denver. This is incredibly valuable to know because private third-party services can charge anywhere from $75 to a whopping $495 just to handle this for you. If you have the time to drive to Denver, $15 is literally all it takes to get it done instantly.
Here's exactly what to expect for timelines. And it really highlights that taking the physical drive to Suite 550 on Broadway in Denver is the ultimate way to guarantee speed. 0 hours for an immediate expedited walk-in, 24 hours for next business day standard drop-off, 2 to 7 days for standard mail-in processing via USPS. And if you're routing this through university, like UNC's standard registrar process for a diploma, expect that to take up to 3 solid weeks.
And here is a brilliant, totally insider tip straight from the state's procedures. The Authentications program offers an absolutely free email review of your scans before you even submit the physical copies. You just email a high-quality PDF scan to authentications@coloradosos.gov. State staff will review it for missing signatures or incorrect notarial wording within a few days. Utilizing this service practically guarantees you won't get hit with a rejection when you finally mail the hard copies in.
Before we wrap up today, just a quick professional disclaimer. Bureaucratic procedures and government fees can and definitely do change over time. So always consult the official Colorado Secretary of State resources or a legal professional for specific advice pertaining to your individual situation to ensure you're following the absolute most current rules. You've officially mastered the Colorado Apostille process, and you know exactly how to bypass all those common traps. Thanks so much for joining us on this explainer. Now that you have the key to unlock international borders, what is your next global move?